Welcome to Smart Conserver.
Boy, I tell you, this was an exciting project. The vertical planters, they're now installed. So now I have to, I had to attach my decor, and as a final touch, add my planters with my succulents and herbs or whatever I plant to show the real usage of what I wanted it for. This I did in a pattern that was pleasing to me. Setting up this vertical garden planter, it meant more than just placing any plants in those pretty planter pots. It meant I had to carefully think about the type of plant which could grow comfortable with the full sun or shade in each pot. And I had to make sure that the plants that I used, if they didn't have the shallow roots, it would mean that I would have to remove those plants eventually and transplant them to another area. So what I ensured that everything that I planted in those pots, it had shallow roots. A section of that vertical planter, I especially wanted to grow my culinary herbs. I knew I had this project to do, so what I did, I had started some time ago to plant my herbs and succulents so that they could be established by the time the vertical planters were complete. To think of it, it never made any sense. But I love the smell of fresh mint and seasonings such as thyme, scallion, and even what we in Jamaica here call French thyme. These are what I intended to plant on my vertical planter. However, when I placed what I already planted in the metal colored planters, I found that I had a whole lot of space left. So I set out to buy again. This time I bought some kale, parsley, cilantro. I already have rosemary, thyme, celery, scallion. Those were planted already in some colored planters. Even after planting the kale, the parsley, and the cilantro, I still had more space for another herb. But at the time, I really couldn't decide what it should be. I opted to only grow what I use. I didn't see why I should grow what I didn't intend to use. I don't want the herb garden for decoration. I want it to be able to use whatever it is that I have. Perhaps you could give a suggestion as to the herb that I don't have that I can place on my vertical planter. Just place a suggestion in the comment box. So now I have one of the vertical planters that I designated for my herbs and seasoning. For the other three, I place succulent, any flower, as a matter of fact, anything that I deemed fit once it has a shallow root. Despite all the efforts that I made, there are still other succulents and herbs that I am yet to receive, as it's either these were not ready or they can't be acquired as no one has it available at this time of the year. Or I can't decide what other plants or herbs I want to complete the project. Perhaps, as I say, it's the time of the year where I'm not seeing any suitable herbs or succulent which can grab my attention. I do have more of the colorful planters left, and I intend to use every last one. So if you have plant suggestion, place it in the comment. Those are the colorful planters that I have left. I don't think all of them can hold on the vertical planter. So some of them I'll just put things in and hang them on the chain link. They'll grow right there as well. So remember, if you have a suggestion, place it in the comment. While doing this video though, growing garlic came to my mind. as I know garlic have a shallow root system and it will do great in those planters. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start some garlic in some starter pots and then transfer it to the vertical garden. You see what a little talking can do? Give you additional ideas and allow your brain to work. Well, here, let me show you the partial finished project in the day as well as in the night. I love it. Notice at the night video, you notice what number the lights form? Honestly, it wasn't planned. I just put them up haphazardly, and at the end in the night I realized with what it's showing, the number that it's showing. Well, it looked good. That area though where I placed the vertical planter, that area is a sunny one during the day, and especially during the summer months we get a lot of sun right there, so I know those plants will love it. It's evident though that the plants that are placed there, they are loving the space. I notice they are growing faster and pushing out more leaves quickly. Some, when I planted them, they were droopy, and within the day they stood up straight. Building those vertical garden though, it opened a lot of benefits for me, some that I never even thought about. Benefits like, 1, I can grow more plants as I now have more space. Previously, I only had the soil on the ground to grow my crops. Now I can place them in planters and hang these planters on planter pots on the vertical planter. The vertical planters can hold a number of planter pots, thus allowing me to grow more plants in these spaces. 2, it adds beauty to an unpleasant wall. Prior to me utilizing the wall, it was unpainted and roughly finished. With a little leftover primer that I had, I sprayed the color on before even screwing on the vertical planters. This assisted in hiding the unsightly area. The third benefit that I had was that I didn't have any weeds. I realized that for the plants or whatever it is that I plant in the soil, whenever it reached on the ground, I realized that I would have to be fighting weeds as well as ground dwelling pests. Having a vertical garden, I don't see it in there. It looks like it eliminates all of that. The fourth benefit is that it regulates temperature. The vertical garden will help in lowering the temperature, and it depends on where it is placed. This is done where plants transpire and reduce the surrounding temperature. Also, a vertical garden, it absorbs heat, and at times it creates a shaded area within the home. The fifth benefit is more sun. You now get to utilize the sun that hits that side of the wall. You know that the sun is essential for the growth of plants, right? Yes, it is, man. See how much you can use the sun as much as possible. The sixth benefit is the ease in harvesting. Vertical structures really bring your crops or whatever it is that you're planning to plant, and in my case the herbs, up to my eye level, making them much easier to harvest. Also, it provides a calming scenery when I'm looking at it through my bedroom or even the kitchen windows. It makes it a joy to look at. There may be other benefits which you may enjoy if you had a vertical planter, especially if you don't have the ground space. The vertical planter doesn't have to look like the one that I showed you. You can add the planters directly to the wall. I did something like that to the section of the wall. Here it is. I'll show you another way that it can be done. Or if you have a balcony, rail, or even a chain link fence, you can hang plants in pots on the rails or on top of the chain link fence. For the project I completed, I would give it 8 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. I told you where I think I could do better with sanding the board before putting them together, but if and when I have to do this again, it will be corrected. While I do have more space where I could place more vertical garden, I think I'm now satisfied. The task at the end will now be to add the additional solar lights and try to decide on what succulents and herbs I really need to get. I must say, I really enjoyed this project.
You have come to the end of another series. Join us next time for more ways to conserve.